What's up, ladies and gents, Noli here, welcome to another Payday 2 video. This is a weapon review and Deathwish showcase of the Lebensauger.308 sniper rifle added in the Gauge Ninja pack. I've talked about this quite extensively in my first impressions video. I played it a lot on Overkill just to test its overall viability and found it to be incredibly powerful. Yesterday during the stream, I'm streaming, remember, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday from roughly 6 PM BST. I picked up this weapon, tried it out on Deathwish for the first time, and found it to be almost just as powerful. Do keep in mind this is stream footage, and the main focus of my stream is viewer interaction, really. I look at the comments and chat, and so I'm not even paying full attention to the screen. So it makes it very difficult to complete Deathwish on stream. But I feel not only were my teammates very important to that, but also the power of this weapon and the general build I'm using to make it that bit more powerful. Now, this weapon has all the advantages of the sniper rifle. Wall penetration, shield penetration, very strong against bulldozers. Obviously not as good as the Thanatos, but it has so many more perks to it that you would never expect it to be so good at such a specialized task. Instead, it is incredible at crowd control, shooting down corridors. Of course, as a sniper rifle, it's got incredible distance control as well. Really excellent damage. I mean, occasionally it's going to take you 3 shots through a shield to kill a shield. You know, that might be seen as a problem, but when you look at the rate of fire at 120, it isn't a problem. That's actually a really fast shield takedown for the Deathwish difficulty, given the additional health that these enemies have. And generally, if you're hitting headshots on basically every enemy type, it's going to be a one-shot kill. And because this is a low concealment, or I should say high concealment, low detection risk build, I've got crit and a lot of dodge on it. So it's perfect for the Deathwish difficulty, really. Of course, giving me a 30% chance to hit the headshot multiplier without even hitting a headshot. And that's one of the reasons why I find snipers that can have critical builds are the best. The Nagant, and of course now the WA2000 or the Lebensauger, the sniper I'm using in this video. I'm going to call it WA2000 simply because it's much easier for me to pronounce that, and that is the real world weapon name. So I'm just going to briefly talk about the stream that happened yesterday. Over 110 of you turned up at single periods of time. It was a really good stream. Chat was absolutely buzzing. A lot of really good questions. I did my best to answer, and you know, the gameplay wasn't the best, but we actually only failed one heist, and that was the previous attempt at this Hoxton Revenge on Deathwish. So overall, it was a really successful stream. If you want to tune in on Wednesday, again 6 PM. Just follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description below. Sorry, Twitter and Twitch. I'm going to do my best to call out on both of those when I'm streaming. And yeah, I hope as many of you turn up as possible, because this was a really enjoyable stream, and I really look forward to moving forward on the scheduled streams in the future. But back to the WA2000, because it is the main focus of this video. We've talked quite a lot in the past about its stats. You know, on paper it looks amazing. How does it feel? How does it look? Well, it's certainly very big. It obstructs a decent amount of the screen, but it handles so well, and there's something about that semi-automatic that just makes it stand above the rest. While it may not be the first semi-automatic sniper added to the game, it certainly is the truest to the class type, being able to shoot that much more quickly than the Thanatos could, and also having much better, first of all, ridiculous ammo pickup, and much better time between shots, which allow it to function as a semi-auto. You know, the Thanatos may as well bolt, but this thing, you can keep it steady, keep it zoomed in, and like I've said in the past, use it more like a battle rifle than a sniper rifle, though it still has those amazing sniper rifle capabilities. Another big boon to it, of course, is the fact that it's already got a wonderful scope, which I prefer over its other options. Generally, you know, that makes the customization of the weapon cheaper, and if it's got good iron sights, or in this case a good scope, it's a mark of a much better weapon. Now, Another thing to mention are the attachments, because in this video I'm actually running it with absolutely zero attachments. I've not unlocked any yet, they're just unlocked through standard drops, so it's, random luck chance. I've not been fortunate enough to unlock any. There are loads of great options. You can actually increase the concealment on the weapon, allowing you to bring a secondary or even a melee weapon with slightly lower concealment values. So, for example, once I get the attachment that lowers my concealment or increases my concealment on the sniper by 2, I may put my extended mags on the Scorpion to make it much more of a force to be reckoned with as my SMG secondary. Things such as that. It's a great option for the weapon. But other than that, if you're not choosing to run it in a concealment build, it's got ways to increase accuracy. It's even got the sniper suppressor option, which I don't know whether that's particularly worthwhile. I don't know whether you'd want to go all the way up into a silent killer build for it. I'm sure you can increase the damage maybe to roughly 200, which may allow you to, of course, go over those kill marks for the armoured greens on overkill. But do we really need that? Their heads are big enough already. And as long as you're accurate with the sniper rifle, it kind of is the case with every sniper in the game. It's a skill weapon. If you've got the accuracy, if you've got the ability, it may, in many cases, be better than the sort of spray options of the assault rifle. It has that sort of shotgun factor I found with the WA2000. On top of that, mag size of 10. It feels hip-fireable. Hip-fire is very random in Payday. There are no skills to make it stronger. But up close and personal, because this thing shoots quickly, and it has a lot of shots to shoot, you may as well, in close quarters, fire at will. Aim down sight only when necessary. Snipers also have an incredible lack of need for skills, I would say. There are a couple of skills in Technician that I will always recommend. You want to be able to aim down sight faster with snipers. That is a must. But other than that, you can do what you want with your points. This could be an Inspire build. This could even be an Enforcer build focused around the secondary. You could go into Silent Killer if you were to choose. You could, like I have, go into Crit. Move all the way up the Fugitive skill tree. Aim for Dodge and Crit. That's probably my greatest recommendation with snipers. But the point of it is you have the fluidity to choose whatever you want. It's not nearly as prescriptive as the shotguns may be. Though they're a very strong weapon class, the snipers for me have the edge over most because they don't have that same skill necessity. The pistols may be very strong, but you need a large number of skills to mold them into what you want them to be. While that may involve you picking up Inspire on the way, it doesn't give you the same freedom of choice, and that is exactly what the WA2000 does. Even more so maybe than some of the other snipers. Nagant really needs to be used on a crit build if you ask me. The WA2000, it does enough damage and it feels powerful enough on its own to where you could, like I said before, choose to go up Mastermind instead and go for a more quirky and non-meta build. So, another great factor of the weapon, as I've already mentioned, is freedom of choice it offers, as well as its incredible base stats. I saw a guy talk about this, and I feel like this is a worthwhile topic. I'll get back to the weapon and come to my final conclusions and score. You guys can probably see where this weapon is going, though. I saw someone mention that these DLCs come out as of late with 2 incredible factors of purchase. So in this one you've got the Vector, which probably outperforms every other SMG in the game. It doesn't have the same concealment options as the Scorpion, which I use in this video, but it really is just a better option if you can fit it in. On top of that, you've got the WA2000, which may well be the best sniper other than the Thanatos, which is of course a specialist sniper designed entirely for taking out bulldozers. And so, you've basically got 2 best in classes in one DLC. Should you buy the DLC, what am I supposed to do? Can I recommend it? It puts me in a difficult position. Yes, I have to recommend it. These weapons are too good for you to miss out on, but to a similar extent, I hate to recommend a DLC I feel you have to purchase. That's the sort of position the WA2000 has put us in. I'm not complaining personally, I'm going to pick up every DLC no matter what, but I can see it as a point of contention for some of you guys. In my eyes, the Gauge Ninja pack is so worthwhile because of the awesome melee weapons. Of course, the Poison is a bit meh. Probably nowhere near as strong as the Bosom melee weapon was. but it's still fun to mess around with the shuriken. I got a pretty nice cross-map shuriken kill yesterday on stream. That was satisfying. So, you know, to say the DLC is just focused around improving what you have already seems incorrect. There's a lot of fun to be had in here. But to some extent, it's certainly true to say it carries two of the best in classes. And so it's difficult not to recommend, but maybe for the wrong reasons. That's that little rant finished off. I'm going to talk about the stream now. I mentioned it at the start of the video, but it was a load of fun. And I've also, of course, gone over what times you guys need to turn up if you want to see it. But for those of you who were there the other day, there's going to be some big improvements to the stream. Not only am I going to try and start at 6 on the dot instead of half an hour late because of some, shall we say, technical difficulties, I'm also going to work on making the channel a much better place to be, increasing the amount of information available to you guys about channel rules, things like that, and of course, importantly, letting everyone know when I'm going live on all sorts of different programs, on Twitter, on YouTube itself. And I would say that the primary focus is to make the stream quality and chat experience as good as possible. I'm going to do my best to answer myself, but I'm also going to add a couple more mods out there. Friendly faces in the chat that you guys can go to if I have missed your comment. And last but not least, one thing I wanted to mention. Oh, that was follow notifications. I want to try and get that one set up as quickly as possible. And in the future, when my stream ends, going to be roughly 2 or 3 hours unless it's a special lengthened stream, I'm going to host some other great Payday Twitcher or even just a friend of mine. Some good content for you guys to watch once I've gone instead of the stream just ending abruptly. So that's what we're going to do moving into the future with my streams. Now I'm going to conclude on the WA2000 now, if I can get the name of the weapon out. I've talked about it from just about every angle I can think of. It's such a strong weapon. It's just a naturally powerful weapon. It's got great options, great variety, feels great, handles amazing. I just struggle to see any real downside. It almost feels like this weapon's ammo pickup is bugged. You never really run out of ammo. On this video you will see that I do because I'm unable to run over to the ammo pickups because it's Deathwish. But it's okay because I've got 2 ammo bags. This weapon also works amazingly with Swan Song, being able to tear through whatever just took you down. And of course, the skill escapes me right now, where you can drop down the ammo bags and shoot infinitely, because you can drop that, take out bulldozers with this thing, take out large crowds of enemies and not even have to worry about ammo. Not that that's a worry in the first place, because as I've mentioned, the ammo pickup on this gun is ludicrous, really. Like I said, it almost feels bugged. So this weapon really has everything. The only downside to this weapon is it costs £4 right now. Simple as that. I have to give this weapon a 10 out of 10. Whether I like it or not, whether you guys like it or not. I mean, I love the weapon. I love the weapon itself. But I hate the idea that DLC is just coming out with better and better weapons as purchase bait. I don't necessarily think that's the case with this one. I don't believe that was Overkill's intent. But what they did bring us is just an incredibly powerful weapon. It's such a point of contention for me, you know? I say to you guys, would you want DLCs with useless weapons that aren't worth buying? Or would you want DLCs with very powerful weapons that feel too essential? You know, there's a really fine line that Overkill has to walk, and it's very difficult to get that right. WA2000 may have fallen on the wrong side of that line, being an incredible powerful must-buy, and getting my seal of approval at 10 out of 10, but you know, other DLCs may have fallen short in different places, especially if you ask me the Assault Rifle DLC. So it's a real conundrum. Now, I believe there's a little more gameplay to show off. We do in fact complete this heist on Deathwish, picking up the achievement required. That is of course the main focus of the streams, to pick up as many achievements as possible and try and push me over to that 100% completion on Payday 2. It's going to be a long ride. I hope you guys turn up to future streams and enjoy it with me. That's it for this video. Again, those are my views on the WA2000. That is it for this video, and I will see you all in the next one.
You're right here. Hey, whoa, come with me.
So I was racking my brains for a downside, and as I was watching the end of this gameplay, I noticed, oh, of course, I mentioned this previously, the reload speed is actually really slow. But I don't even feel like this could knock anything off the score for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you reload before you run out of ammo entirely in the magazine, then you're not going to have any problems, simply because the reload animation is cut much shorter. On top of that, there's even a skill to help you deal with that. The Killner skill up on the far left side of the mastermind tree. So reload is really not as much as a problem as it could be for other weapons. It does not mar the sniper rifle at all. You just have to keep a close eye on how many bullets you have remaining and try and reload before you shoot them all out. You can see in the gameplay, I do actually shoot all my bullets, and you can see the much longer animation, and I'm out of action for that entire time. And it is a tiny problem, but no way I could take anything off this weapon's perfect 10.
Their case against us probably won't recover from the amount of evidence we've stolen, but you're free to steal more.
Perfect, guys. Well done, everybody.
Jacket's been downed.
That fucking rat Hector is dead. Good. Fucking good. Well done.